Yeah, the title is true, but let me tell you how I got there. A few months ago, I was flying from Utah to Minneapolis, and I was in the Denver International Airport sitting on the ground when all the news was coming in from Kabul, Afghanistan, and Haiti, from the earthquake in Haiti. And I just felt like this thing inside of me that I was supposed to go do something. I was supposed to act. I was supposed to put into action this focus on the one idea. And I knew Kabul, Afghanistan was a little bit too much. I wasn't ready for that. But Haiti was in the sights. Haiti was just outside of my comfort level enough to do on my own independently and just send it. And that's why I ended up doing it. It just felt right. It was what I needed to do in that moment. Well, about 2 days ago, when this whole situation really erupted between Russia and Ukraine, I had that same feeling. And then this morning I was watching a film by Sam Newton called The Eye of the Storm, where he breaks this photographer's story down and talks about how the eye of the storm is her place of peace. That's that place where she is seeking, where she's in a flow state. And I realized how true that is for me. We all have this calling. We all have these things that we naturally lean to. We have these tendencies that we want to push into as a person. And being in the eye of these storms is mine. And after journaling and really reflecting with myself and by myself, there are a few main reasons that I want to do this. Number one is that we get one life, and I want to live that life as the man in the arena. As some of you know, I started a nonprofit a few years ago, speaking to high school and college age students, focusing on responding to adversity and time, and this idea, this fact that time is limited, non-refundable, and never stops, and we really only get one life. And that idea has stuck with me since my dad died, and the idea that I want to be the man in the arena. I want to be the person that is out there putting my neck out there to make the change, to be the change in the world, even if it means taking criticism and people not understanding my journey or path. That's fine. That's the life that I choose, that I want to have. And taking this step to tell stories in a war zone is a part of the journey that I want to walk, that I want to be remembered for when I die, when life is over. Number two is that there are untold stories there that need to be told. There are stories on the ground of people running for their lives in Ukraine. And I want to be able to tell those stories firsthand and give a real inside look to what's happening there. There's a story there that I want to tell. Number three is that if I stay away from the Belarus and the Russian border, it's probably pretty safe. The reality is most of the war at this moment while I'm recording this video is on those borders. Obviously, it could move towards the NATO countries, but if I stay on that other side where people are running to, I'll be pretty safe. Now, what happens on the ground? Number four is y'all. I put this out on Instagram to see if it's something that my supporters, my following would support financially. And y'all said, yeah. A lot of you reached out and said, yeah, let's go do this. I will back you 100%. And the reality is I couldn't do this on my own. I put a video out 2 days ago talking about the fact that I had to move home because I'm broke. And now y'all are supporting me to go tell these stories that need to be told. So thank you. I can't thank you enough for this. I literally could not do this without one, putting myself into debt, or two, you guys. Y'all are amazing. Number five, it sparks a hell yes in my soul. This is a hell yeah type of moment. If you live by the rule of either no or hell yeah, this to me is a hell yeah. It's in me. It's something that I want to pull out. This is true Ryan. Number six is that these stories are an incredible and powerful way that I can use my creative skill set to actually make that difference. If I'm being honest with y'all, the last year I've wrestled with this idea of purpose and why am I creating and what's the purpose and what are we doing here? And so often I come back to the whiteboard and redraw this entire plan, and then 2 weeks later I'm back at the whiteboard redrawing a plan. But this is an outlet for my creative journey. One that I will be proud of, one that I'll be proud that I tackled. And that leads to number seven. I'm on this search to find that spark, that why, that what am I doing here? Why am I putting this stuff out online? What is the purpose? And honestly, I need a little bit of a kick in the ass right now. And number eight, This one might align with everything that I'm doing here the most. And it's the fact that going to the Ukraine, hopefully getting into the country, if not telling stories at the border, is like right at that point of my comfort level. It's not so far beyond that it's an automatic, like, no, like that's too crazy, that's too much. For me personally, it's just outside and it's making me live that limit. The whole idea that I'm trying to embody and encompass with these stories. Living in that moment, I'm a little bit nervous, I'm on edge, it's just outside of my comfort zone, and that's where I wanna live. That's where I wanna be. That's where I push myself in the limit, living the limit. I want to be that example. If that's what I'm gonna eventually gonna put on shirts and on merch, and that's what I'm gonna run this channel off of, then I have to embody that. Then I have to live that and be the example. And that's what this is. An opportunity for me to live my limit. So where does that leave us? Well, I leave in just a few days to Budapest. I'm gonna get a ticket there. I have a friend there who's gonna house me and let me stay there, rent a car, rent some type of transportation, drive it towards the border, and see where it goes from there. I mean, honestly, every day things are changing. So from that point on, I can't give an exact itinerary of what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna tell stories on the ground of genuine people who are running from the war, give you insight into their lives, do it almost in like a vlog style where I'm a part of the experience and just learning from these people. This whole trip will also be a part of the Focus on the One segment, where any donations on top of just the necessities for me to get there and to tell these stories will go to families on the ground who need help. Now, how much we end up giving depends on how much we raise. So if my stories are something that you've been following for a long time and you like the Focus on the One segment and you're behind this whole idea, down in the description will be a link on how you can support. The best way by far is signing up for the $20 per week, because I don't know how long this is gonna go. I bought a one-way ticket to go out there and tell stories and help for as long as it seems fit. I have no return ticket. So having a little bit of money coming in every week is hands down the best way to do this. But if that's not what you're capable of, you can't give that much, or just not what you want to do personally, I totally understand. I'm going to put my Venmo and my Cash App down in the description as well. Genuinely, any support helps, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, especially for projects like this. This is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be sad. It's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be risky. It's gonna be adrenaline filled. It's gonna be a lot of things. It's gonna be unknown. There are a lot of things that I don't know. And some of you have already reached out with concerns, and I appreciate that for real, because I know it comes from a place of love, of care, of just wanting the best for me. So I want you to know that. I do appreciate it. I am doing this, and I've made the decision that I'm going out there, and when I get there, we'll see where the journey goes. Next time you see me, I'll be on my way to Budapest and then on to Ukraine. I appreciate y'all. I love you for real. Thank you for being here. And remember, no matter where it is or what it looks like, go out there and live your limit. I love you. I'll see you soon. Peace.